Welcome back to the Old Coin History. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most asked about, most misunderstood, and potentially most lucrative coins in modern Australian history. We're talking about the 1981 50-cent piece that if you've ever heard a rumor at a flea market, seen a clickbait article online, or had a grandparent tell you they've got a small fortune in loose change, chances are the 1981 50-cent coin was involved. The stories are legendary. Only 200,000 were minted. They're worth thousands of dollars. Find one and you're rich. But what's the truth? Is the 1981 50-cent coin the hidden gem of your coin jar? Or is it one of the greatest numismatic myths of all time? Strap in, because we're not just going to give you a simple answer. We're going on a journey through the Royal Australian Mint, into the world of coin collecting, and we will uncover the shocking, nuanced, and absolutely fascinating reality of this iconic 12-sided piece of silver. To understand 1981, we have to go back. Way back. Before 1966, Australia used pounds, shillings, and pence. But with decimalisation in 1966, we got the dollar, and with it, a brand new 50-cent coin. And it was a stunner. This original 50 cent was round, made of 80% pure silver, and was a hefty, beautiful coin. It featured the magnificent Arnold Machin portrait of a young Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, and the stunning Stuart Devlin design of the Australian coat of arms on the reverse. But here's the problem. The 1960s saw the price of silver begin to skyrocket. Suddenly, the intrinsic metal value of this 50-cent coin was threatening to exceed its 50-cent face value. This is a mint's worst nightmare. If a coin is worth more as melted-down metal than as currency, people will start hoarding and melting them down. The coinage system collapses. In 1969, the Royal Australian Mint made a drastic and decisive move. They stopped production of the round silver 50-cent coin. Just like that. And for a while there, their solution? A new coin. A coin that was impossible to confuse with the old silver ones. They changed the size, the weight, the metal, and most obviously, the shape. In 1969, the dodecagonal, that's 12-sided, Cupronickel 50-cent coin was born. This is the coin we know and love today. Now we get to the heart of the mystery. Fast forward to 1981. The dodecagonal 50-cent coin was well established. It was being minted in the millions every year to meet the demands of commerce. But then, look at 1981. The official mintage numbers from the Royal Australian Mint tell a very strange story. 200,000. That's it. Compared to the millions minted the year before and the year after, 200,000 is an astoundingly low number. In the world of coin collecting, scarcity is king. Low mintage almost always equals high value. And this, my friends, is the seed from which the legend grew. But why? Why would the mint, responsible for supplying the entire nation with currency, produce so few 50-cent coins in a single year? The answer is not a secret government plot or a minting error. It's simple, boring logistics. In the early 1980s, the mint had a massive surplus of 50-cent coins from the previous year's high production runs. They had literally millions and millions of them sitting in vaults. There was simply no commercial need to produce more in 1981. So, they struck just a small number, primarily for the annual mint sets sold to collectors. This is the crucial point. The vast majority of those 200,000 coins were not released into general circulation. They were beautifully packaged in these official sets, with flawless, uncirculated finishes, and sold directly to collectors. So, let's tackle the big questions head-on. Here's the truth. A 1981 50-cent coin that you find in your change, worn, scratched, and dull from decades of being in pockets and tills, is not rare. Well, it's relatively rare. Mint reused an old 1980 die and re-engraved the last digit to a 1, but a faint trace of the old 0 can be seen underneath the 1. This variety is much rarer and more valuable than a standard 1981 coin, potentially adding 50% or more to its value for the right collector. So, after all that, what's the final verdict on the 1981 50-cent coin? It is not a myth. Its rarity is very real. The mintage of 200,000 is the lowest of any circulating 50-cent coin since its introduction, but it is greatly exaggerated. The idea that every single one is a $1,000 coin is pure fantasy. Its value is entirely dependent on its condition and format. If you find one in your change, celebrate. You found a piece of Australian numismatic history. But before you list it on eBay for $5,000, be realistic. Point 1. Examine it closely. Is it worn or is it pristine? 2. Compare it to images online of the proof version. Does yours have that mirror finish? 3. Consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC if you think it's in top-tier condition. This will encapsulate it and authenticate its grade, maximizing its value. The 1981 50-cent coin is a legend for a reason. It's a fascinating story of economics, minting policy, and collector mania. It teaches us that in coin collecting, the real treasure isn't just the date. It's the condition, the story, and the knowledge you hold. The story of the Australian 50-cent coin is a tale of two coins. One, a short-lived piece of high-value silver, and the other, a durable and distinctive workhorse that became the canvas for one of Australia's greatest numismatic legends. To understand the frenzy around the 1981 coin, one must first understand the dramatic history that preceded it. Before 1966, Australia operated on a pounds, shillings, and pence system. The move to a decimal currency, dollars and cents, was a massive national undertaking. On February 14, 1966, C-Day, Currency Day, arrived, and with it, a completely new set of coins. Among them was the largest and most valuable coin in the new series, the 50-cent piece. This first 50-cent coin was radically different from the one we know today. Shape ***, it was round. ***, composition ***, it was struck in 80% silver, making it a substantial and valuable feeling coin. It contained 13.28 grams of pure silver. ***, design ***, the obverse, head side, featured the iconic Arnold Machin portrait of a young Queen Elizabeth II. The reverse, tails side, featured the magnificent Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin, depicting the kangaroo and emu supporting the shield of the 6 states. For 3 years, this coin circulated as the standard 50-cent piece. However, a problem was brewing on the global markets. The late 1960s saw a significant increase in the price of silver. The intrinsic value of the metal in the 50-cent coin began to creep towards, and then threatened to exceed, its 50-cent face value. This phenomenon is a mint's worst nightmare. When a coin is worth more as melted bullion than as currency, it creates a massive incentive for people to hoard and melt them down, rapidly removing them from circulation and causing a coin shortage. The Australian government acted decisively. In 1969, they demonetized the round silver 50-cent coin. This meant it was no longer legal tender. People were encouraged to return them to the banks, and vast quantities were withdrawn and melted down for their bullion value. This sudden demonetization is the primary reason why the 1966 round 50-cent coin is scarce today and highly sought after by collectors, especially in high grades. With the silver coin retired, Australia was left without a 50-cent denomination. The Royal Australian Mint needed a replacement, and fast. Their solution was ingenious. New shape ***, they chose a dodecagonal, 12-sided shape. This made it instantly distinguishable from the old round silver coin by both sight and touch, preventing confusion. New metal ***, they abandoned silver entirely in favor of a copper-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel, alloy. This coin had no significant intrinsic value, making it immune to hoarding for its metal content. Same design ***, they retained the stunning Stuart Devlin coat of arms design on the reverse. The new coin was introduced in 1969, and, after an initial period where both versions were legal tender, it became the standard we know today. Its unique shape and size have made it a durable and beloved feature of Australia's pocket change for over half a century. This brings us to the heart of the mystery. The dodecagonal 50-cent coin was minted in the millions every year throughout the 1970s to meet public demand. For example, 1979 mintage, 10.2 million; 1980 mintage, 16.4 million. Then, we come to 1981. The official mintage figure from the Royal Australian Mint is a mere 200,000. The reason is not a minting error or a secretive plan. It was simple, pragmatic economics. The Mint had produced enormous quantities of 50-cent coins in the preceding years, like the 16.4 million in 1980. This had created a massive surplus in the banking system. There was simply no commercial need for new 50-cent coins in 1981. Therefore, the mint did not produce a general circulation strike. The entire mintage of 200,000 coins was produced specifically for collector products ***, uncirculated mint sets ***. These were coins struck to a higher quality standard and sold in packaged sets to collectors. Proof sets ***. These were coins struck with a special, mirror-like finish on specially prepared planchets, representing the highest quality the mint could produce. Because these coins were primarily sold directly to collectors and housed in protective packaging, very few entered general circulation. This is why finding a 1981 50-cent coin in your loose change feels like discovering a hidden treasure, because, in a way, it is. The history of the 50-cent coin created the perfect conditions for the 1981 myth to flourish. Point 1. The ghost of silver ***. The public was already aware that an old 50-cent coin, the 1966 round, could be valuable. This primed them to believe another 50-cent coin could be a hidden fortune. Point 2. The power of scarcity ***. The number, 200,000, is objectively low, especially when compared to the millions of other years. In numismatics, low mintage equals high demand. Point 3. The telephone game ***. As the story was passed around schoolyards, markets, and newspapers, the crucial details of condition were lost. The myth morphed from a pristine, uncirculated 1981 coin is valuable to ***. Every ***. 1981 coin is worth thousands of dollars. The reality, as detailed in the previous script, is nuanced. A worn, circulated 1981 coin is still a rare and desirable find, but its value is measured in tens of dollars, not thousands. The true kings are the flawless, mint condition examples from the original sets. The history of the Australian 50-cent coin is a microcosm of the nation's economic history. It reflects the end of the silver standard, the practical challenges of managing a currency, and the public's enduring fascination with the money in their pockets. The 1981 issue is not an anomaly, but a direct consequence of this history, a rare and fascinating chapter in the long and ongoing story of Australia's distinctive 12-sided piece of history. Australian 50-cent coin. We discovered that its legendary status is rooted in fact, a mintage of just 200,000, but its value is shrouded in exaggeration. Today, we're tackling the single most important concept in all of numismatics, the factor that can make a $10 coin worth $10,000, and the key to unlocking the true worth of any collectible item. Conditioned that if you take only one thing away from this video, let it be this: a coin's date tells you its story, but its condition tells you its value. Think of a newly minted coin. It's pristine, perfect, and sharp. The minute it leaves the press, it begins a journey. It's bagged, rolled, shipped, handled by bank tellers, tossed into cash registers, jingled in pockets, and dropped on hard surfaces. Every single one of these events is a battle, leaving invisible scars, and where coin collecting is, at its heart, the pursuit of preserving that initial state of perfection. The closer a coin is to its original, mint-fresh condition, the more rare and desirable it is. This is why condition is king. Let's use our famous 1981 50-cent coin to illustrate the entire condition spectrum. Imagine a ladder of value. On the bottom rung, we have the coins you might find in your change. On the top, the coins that reside in climate-controlled vaults. The highest points of the design are softened or completely flat. Run your finger over the kangaroo's tail and the emu's back feathers. On a worn coin, these will be smooth, not sharp. The fine details in the shield and the stars of the Southern Cross will be muted luster lost ***. That original shimmer or cartwheel effect from the minting process is gone, replaced by a dull, greasy patina or just plain flatness. Contact marks ***. This is the technical term for what we call bag marks or scratches. These are nicks, scuffs, and hairline scratches acquired from banging into other coins and hard surfaces. Toning ***. The surface might have discolored to a brown, gray, or yellowish hue from exposure to air, chemicals, or the environment. Real-world value for a 1981 in this state $10, $30 AUD. It's a great conversation starter and a semi-numismatic item, but it's not the retirement fund. The vast majority of 1981 coins that leak into circulation end up in this state. This coin never saw the inside of a cash register. It was saved right from the mint, typically in an official mint set .0 where *** the high points of the design. Sharp as the day they were struck, full mint luster ***, the coin has a vibrant, cartwheel-like sheen when you rotate it under a light. The background, the fields, has a satin-like, slightly textured finish. *** minor contact marks ***, even though it was never circulated, it might have tiny bag marks from being moved around in bulk at the mint or during packaging. A perfect, mark-free uncirculated coin is rare. How to spot it ***, compare it directly to a common circulated coin from, say, 2005. The difference in sharpness and shine will be night and day. ***, real-world value for a 1981 in this state $40, $80 AUD. This is a legitimate collector's coin. Its value is secured by its preserved state MS 70 *** perfect. No flaws visible under 5x magnification. For a modern coin, this is the holy grail that a 1981 50C graded MS 65 will be worth significantly more than the same coin in MS 62. This slab removes all doubt and guarantees the condition for the buyer. Get your coin out. Let's run a diagnostic. Gently, and by the edges, feel the highest points of the design, the kangaroo's tail and the emu's back. Are they sharp and well-defined, or are they smooth and rounded? Smoothness equals where equals circulation. Tilt the coin under a good light source. Does it have a vibrant, shiny, almost rolling band of light moving across the surface? Or is it dull and lifeless? Lifeless equals circulation. Use a jeweler's loupe or a strong magnifying glass. Look at the flat fields around the design. Are there a lot of nicks and scratches? Circulated or low-grade uncirculated? Is the background mirror-like and the design frosted? You have a proof coin. Is the background satiny but the coin is mark-free? High-grade uncirculated. That be brutally honest. Does this coin look like it just came from the bank, fresh and new? Or does it look like it's been on an adventure for 40 years? Your first impression is often correct. So